Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video on this channel. We are in Sketch designing for the iPhone X as we did in the last few videos, and in today's video we will design a message app overview. So you know WhatsApp, you know Facebook Messenger and so on, and all of those apps have this list of past chats and conversations, and I would like to create one of those in Sketch right now. And we are of course doing it for the iPhone X, and we have an artboard prepared for that. And there is an insert panel right here that helps us to insert the main important features, parts and elements for the iPhone X, iPhone X design. So what we of course need is the iPhone X frame. This frame shows us what areas are hidden by the device, by the physical device in the end. And we have a few other elements that we will need, because we of course need a navigation bar like this one right here with the big title, and make sure to position it at 0, 0, and we will change the content of this in just a few seconds. And I also want to have a tab bar. The tab bar is down here, the tab bar right there. And I would like it to have 4 elements, so place it right there. You can also use these icons right here, these buttons in the end, to align them at the bottom and centered, and you see that those positions will be changed automatically. Okay, that's great, that's amazing. This is going to be the basic interface, and we of course need to have a different title from that. So let me change the title of that. I want to give it a different name and gonna call this, I'm simply calling it Messenger. I think that's quite good. And what we will also do of course is to change those icons that you have at the top and at the bottom of course as well. So we don't have to go back, we don't need this like back title thing, and we will need 2 different icons. And as you know, I'm using the material design icons. They are linked down in the video description and you can download them for free. And we are gonna insert a menu icon and a search icon. So this is the menu icon. And by the way guys, you can also of course download all of those files that I create. So be sure to check out the video description and you can simply click the download links. You see now I have my sketch file open and I have my icon set open, and to not just switch those windows every time, we can say that we want to merge all windows, and this gives us the ability to have like this tabbed view, which is incredible. I'm so happy that Sketch included this feature, and the search magnifying icon can be placed right there. So here we got them. Simply drag them over to their correct position. We can also zoom in a bit like that, and make sure that those icons are aligned correctly. Gonna drag this over, just like that. And we will be able to place it on the right side. Just like that. Okay, I think we need to align it a little bit. So let's open up our rulers. There we got it. That's great. Okay, that's it for those icons. Of course we will need to hide this element, and I would like to change the color of both of these icons. We could change them and give them a nice blue color, nice blue shade there. And let's hide the rulers again. And here is our basic head navigation bar. We can bring our frame back and you see how it will look in the end. Now let's head over to this tab bar. Gonna grab it, unlink it, so it will be dragged over into our own sketch file. And right now I would like to, of course, replace those icons again with a few icons from our icon set. So I would like to add a home icon. So maybe we will find a house or something like that. And of course you can work with any icon, with any tab you want. This is just, of course, an example, a fictional app, no real app. I would like to add also like a personal contact list. So let's use this people icon, and I would like to add favorites with a heart. And I would also like to add a settings icon. And there we go. Simply copy it, place it into your sketch file. Okay, so I'm gonna drag them over to those icons. And right now I'm gonna change the size. And we'll try to get the same size as those icons really quick. So it's not about being pixel perfect right here. Of course, if you're like doing this for a real freelance project, you will need to create those rulers. You need to create really exact placings, positions. But I mean, for this tutorial right here, we won't do that because this will eat so much time. And I think you can do this on your own very good. So then let's go over and use this heart icon, 26 pixels. We can also just paste this value in here, 26, oops, 26, there we go. And the last icon, which is the settings icon, let's bring it over. And it's 26 pixels as well, just like that. Okay, and now we will rename those labels, and Sketch is really making this easy for us. We can simply go over here and say that this is home. I still want to double click this, unlink it, because I would like to get rid of the icon. I don't know if we... Oh yeah, we can also set this to none, which is good. We could of course double click all of those, change this icon within our new symbol, our artboard, which is probably the better way. So what you could do instead of what I did is to double click all of those and now drag in all those icons that we created, that we pasted onto those single artboards. But for this tutorial I'm gonna stick with that, so we can simply also edit the label right there. We need to hide the element, we need to hide the icon. This is going to be favorites, and this is going to be the settings, just like that. Of course, let's just give our both the icon and our label the same color, which was this color right here that we used before. And we can simply now go back, click a few times, and oops, use our design. Whoop whoop. So now we are back. This is the messenger, this is our screen. We could of course bring back our frame into the picture right there, and if we go, for example, onto our preview window, which is showing us the iPhone 10 with our artboard with what we created right now, then we see that it's looking good, it's looking nice, and we can simply work further our way into creating those conversations, this overview, and we will do this right now. You see that we have a lot of artboards, a lot of symbols open, and we can go to a few layer list and collapse all groups, which is making it clearer for us which screen we're working on. This is really like a great tip for you guys if you are working with a lot of artboards. And right now we are gonna create 2 rulers. I want to have 2 of them so we can make sure that like our icons are aligned in or like aligned correctly regarding those entries that we will create. So simply drag over such a rectangle, which is going to be the background for our design. I'm going to choose this color right here, and we can simply change the color. We could give it a slightly blue color. For example, if it's a new message, we can also simply use a gray color like we did right here. This is going to be the first entry. We can group this one and call it entry 1. I'm also giving it a different, I'm also giving it them like a profile image, just right there without a border. And we can simply change the height and position it right there. Okay, so what we will also need is a text. This is going to be the name of this person that I'm writing a message, or that has written me something. And this is going to be like a preview. We will change it to fixed, because this is like the maximum 200 pixels. This is the maximum amount of space that this part will get, and this will be very important for us in a few seconds. And I would like to also have like a small timestamp right there. I think I will give this text, this preview text, different color, and the timestamp will have a different size. It will be aligned to the right side, and it's going to display like the timestamp. Okay guys, so this is our first entry. We need to drag them into this one right here, into our first group, and we can now work with those. I will give them a few names, profile image, and right now the InVision Craft plugin really enables us to automate the whole process of creating those entries. I will show to you in a second. Okay, what we will do at the beginning is to copy those elements right here. So we go into our Craft plugin. You can download it, it's free, and I linked it in the video description. And I want to duplicate it vertically. I want to display it about I think 7 times. And we can say we want to have a certain spacing between those elements. So you see right now that it created all of those elements, and apparently we don't need 5 of them. So maybe we don't need 7 of them, so 5 is probably enough. We probably don't need a spacing as big as that, so maybe we go for 5 pixel spacing. And we can also increase this to 6 or 7 or even 8. So yeah, do whatever you want, whatever looks right and feels right. And this entries group needs to be, of course, below all of our content. And what we will do right now is to add an image to all of those entries really easy and super fast. So you can select all of those profile image entries right there. Select them and simply use this other function data function basically of Craft and use the unsplash way to have portraits placed into those rectangles. And we can do this over and over again. I thought it will add people, so yeah, let's just use people, not portraits. And we can do the same over and over again, because we actually don't want them to have the same image in every of those rectangles. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it somehow doesn't. So I'm gonna try to fix this real quick. Let's see. Okay, we have those entries and we want to change, for example, this image right here, which means we just select the single image and say, okay, switch the image. We correct it manually, takes a few more seconds, but it's still working fine. Okay, the next thing is to select those names. We want to give all of those people a name. So select all of those layers right here and then go back to type and select the name function, and you can say it should be both. I didn't check if all of those names and profile images are correctly. We will just keep that, and we will do the same with our basic message description thing. So what we will do is to use the article, and we can, for example, say that this should be about philosophy. Oh, okay, I select the wrong layers, no problem. You can simply go back and make sure to select all the correct entries. So, okay, this is the first one of each of those groups. You probably saw it already while I was selecting them, but I needed to look on this list on the left side, and we can just do the same. Super easy. Because there is quite a lot of text in there, I think we can also go and, for example, use headline. It's just about having some basic text in there to make sure that it looks like there is a message. And we will do the same with our timestamp. Simply select all of those layers. So maybe you have an example of not 8 of those, but maybe just 2 or 3, and then this means that selecting those layers won't take that much time as it does right now for me, because I am dumb and I'm not selecting them correctly. Sorry for that. Okay, let's go for dates. We can add dates, and I think we will just do it right there. Of course, this is not a timestamp because it's showing the data, obviously, but I think you get what this is about. It is about working with the Craft plugin to automatically enter text super fast and super easy, and I think it's really doing a great job with that. I'm not 100% happy, to be honest, with the background colors of those BGs right here, and we can select all of them and say we want to create a shared style, background style. And right now, once we edit the background style, the shared style of one of them, all of those other elements should actually get it as well. So simply change the color somewhere, for example in this bottom version right here, and click this icon, this refresh icon, and we get it on every of those selected elements. We want to include the background color, and we need to include it in the instances, and that way we have a beautiful, beautiful image and basically a beautiful screen, a simple layout. It's probably reminding you of those like entries within like WhatsApp, as I said, or Facebook Messenger. And I'm still getting used to the new iPhone 10 designs, because obviously it's a bit different. We have those huge headlines that aren't placed in within those two icons, for example. We also have this control center bar. Oh no, it's not the control center bar, it's to get back to the home screen. The control center comes down from the top. But I think this is giving you a cool, like a first cool idea of what you can do with Craft and how to implement text and images on a large amount of entries and articles very easy. So I hope I could give you a good impression of how those lists and how those entries will look on an iPhone 10, and how you can insert elements, content and so on very easily with Craft on a large amount of those entries. I think this is really important if you want to prototype easy and fast, and Craft is really enabling us to do that. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for your time. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumb up button and subscribe to this channel. Thanks, and we see you in the next tutorial. This video was sponsored by Dev Mountain. If any of you are interested in learning UX design, Dev Mountain is a 12-week design bootcamp intended to get you a full-time job in the industry. You can learn more about this at devmountain.com or by clicking the link in the video description. Thanks for watching the video, and we see us in the next one. Bye!